Yo, I'm African though, and I didn't know Africa was that good. Of course, I knew it was good, but not that good. I've been watching IShowSpeed stream in his YouTube videos, and now I'm discovering some places in Africa that looks like extremely amazing. I feel like this guy is doing something really, really big, like for real. Damn.
Y'all alright? Huh?
We are from the Woman King.
The woman. Okay.
For years, people have said that Africans, Black Americans, African Americans, and the Africans in diaspora don't get along. That there is tension, misunderstanding, and even hate. But then IShowSpeed went to Africa, and what happened next shocked the internet. It wasn't just a tour, it wasn't just content, but it was a moment that brought Africans and Black Americans, African Americans, and Africans in the diaspora closer than ever. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about something bigger than entertainment. IShowSpeed's trip to Africa that turned into one of the most powerful cultural moments we have seen online in years. This tour has exposed so much about Africans, African Americans, Black Americans, and Africans in the diaspora, that they have so much in common and that the internet has been lying to us. So we are going to watch some clips from different people sharing their thoughts, some calling for unity, others asking for forgiveness on both sides. We are going to watch these clips together. Give our thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and let's get started. I'll catch up with you after these clips are played.
Became Beninese, a lot of Afro-descendant people became Beninese, so everyone can do it.
You came Beninese?
Yeah.
So what were you before?
Martinican.
I do like here actually. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now he's Beninese too.
You Beninese too.
Get your Beninese.
Wait, so what's the process of getting it?
You just have to go on the website myafroorigins.com and to proceed with the, you upload the documents.
That's it?
Yeah, that's
Anyone
it.
can
You
apply.
upload the documents.
That's all you gotta do?
You can become Beninese. No, I don't think so.
No, you gotta.
Afro-descendant people actually, but
So you gotta have
doesn't
proof.
matter, actually.
Yeah.
So you gotta have proof of descendant.
Yeah.
We'll do a test.
For
At
example,
least a percentage.
us,
Wait,
we
wait,
know-
hold on. Wait, where's my phone at? I want to see if I got descendant in here. No, not this phone.
I don't have that.
I want to see if I got descendant in here.
Let's talk about IShowSpeed for a minute. Y'all peep this shit. So, IShowSpeed has been doing some kind of, I don't know how many days he planned on doing this shit. But baby boy has been going all over the continent of Africa. Pretty much debunking the fuck out of everything that was taught to us. Everything that was taught to us was African hated us. Africans can't stand us. Africa looked primitive. Africa looked broke as hell. Africa looked dangerous. Africa is dangerous. And yada, 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 right? And then social media started coming out. And a lot of creators started seeing how beautiful and gorgeous and stunning Africa truly is. But my thing is, why did it take all the way until IShowSpeed to show y'all the truth? Like I said, there has been plenty of content creators from Africa showing y'all the true Africa. How come y'all didn't pay attention then? Matter of fact, when all these little goofy group troops that be coming up to me talking about some, well, if you don't like being in America, then go back to Africa. Why the fuck did y'all think I posted up my damn Cash App just so these motherfuckers can send me money so I can go back the fuck back to Africa? The fuck? So with that being said, big huge shout out to IShowSpeed. But at the exact same time, honey, this truth been out. Y'all should have been knew about this shit. Matter of fact, I already done told y'all about fucking Africa last fucking year. Let's not forget, in Ghana, they over there building a neighborhood just for African Americans. Oh, y'all ain't know that, right? Well, guess what? Now you do. So with that being said, to the next motherfucker that tell me to go back to fucking Africa, there's my Cash App right there. Help me get the fuck up out of here.
Pardon?
Martin D'Souza.
Martin D'Souza?
Yes.
Your name Martin D'Souza?
Welcome. And we are here at the door of no return, a very sacred place. You know, this place saw for the last time about 18 millions of Africans enslaved, leaving Africa.
From Benin?
From Benin for 400 years. So they will cross this place and will not come back, ever come back.
The door of no return.
Yes, the door of no return. And today we had the spiritual return. That's you coming back here.
Wow. I came back through the door.
Yes, you come back to the door of no return. You made it back.
I made it back, chat.
Yes. So our ancestors, they suffer a lot. Can you imagine them looking at the sea for the first time?
Yo, tell the drone to get the actual door, not freaking. Yo, these drones, bro. Tell them to get.
It's been very difficult for them to cross this place and thinking that they may not come back. Are they going to eat me? What is going to happen there? For the first time to see the ships, you see what I mean?
Yes.
They suffered. It was hell for 400 years or for our ancestors leaving Africa. So this door is here just to symbolize, you know, that last departure. To remember the whole world what happened here.
Chad, I came back.
Yes.
The Africa Part 2 gonna be crazy. I think Africa Part 2 gonna be better than Part 1. That's my prediction. I think Part 2 of Africa when I come back, like the Part 2 of Africa tour is gonna be better than Part 1. Okay? Okay. Yes. Bring me fufu. Yeah. Fufu. So give me all this. Thank you for the fufu. Also all this.
Yeah, you have to
your mic.
Your hand.
Pounded banana.
Right here.
Fufu.
So
what is fish? It's fish.
Justice. Pounding banana with palm sauce. Are you ready?
Very good.
Nice, perfect.
W fufu chat. What?
That's what it's futu.
Yes.
Futu.
Futu?
Yes.
Oh.
Pounded plantain.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was your minute as a king.
All right, chat.
Also, Watkins from Maryland County.
Watkins?
Yeah, we came from Ohio and was settled in Maryland. So we are Watkins.
You are Watkins?
Watkins.
Yes, the Watkins family.
Watkins family.
From the
What's
global
your name?
tribe.
My name is Francis Watkins, and this is Alfred Watkins.
These are your family.
So we are your family. We started from Ohio and we went to Maryland County. So this is our dress code. This is how we dress.
This is how
We're the global people.
Yes. Yes.
And they last name was Walker, and they came from Ohio. What part of Ohio did I come from?
It's too small. Wait. It's too small. Come on.
What part of Ohio did they come from?
Let's keep on doing that. That's it. Watkins. We want to thank you for coming to Liberia, and we want to say because of your energy, inspiration, and the name,
We want to give you a name, which means elephant.
Elephant is a very strong.
That's your global name.
So this is your global name.
Anytime you come to Liberia, that's your name.
Say,
So everybody knows IShowSpeed. IShowSpeed is one of the baddest streamers on social media. He's dope as hell. You know what I love about Speed is that he does like physical challenges from flips to sprinting. He even beat, I think, what's his name? What was it, Ashton Hall?
Too slow. Stop playing with me, dude.
He kind of beat him in that sprint, right? So one thing I love about Speed is he takes challenges, man, physical challenges, and he's curious as hell about everything. But what I love about him is his international curiosity. He's been to China, Europe, he goes all over the place. Now he's doing his African tour, and I really love it even more. You know why? Because everybody looks like him, you know? And I can see when he was in like Europe, there was a lot of like racial bullshit. You know, of course they were accepting, but you know, Europeans, they can't help but say some stupid shit about black people. You know, they can't help it. It's just in you. Yeah, I know you guys are gonna be mad, but you're gonna be, you know how I know you're gonna be mad? Because you're gonna say some stupid shit on my comments. But it's the truth. He looks so comfortable in Africa, and because you know you're with your people, man. Regardless of what you may say about it, Black Americans, Africans, Caribbeans, Afro-Latinos, black folks are black folks. We're family. We are family because a lot of us all look like each other. Sometimes we don't know where we're from until we say something. So it's not an accident because Africans, and guess what? They had a whole scientific test on the European and the African. And the European's genetic makeup is 97% human, 3% Neanderthal. And the African is 100% human. So those are the results. Of course you feel at home because Africans, no matter all the atrocities that African people, black people have felt in the world, we're very forgiving. If we judge you by your content of character, yeah. I have white friends, you know? Yeah, I have white friends. And you know why I'm cool with them? Because of their character. I don't, because a lot of times you're going to be like, Godfrey, you just hate white people. I don't like people who do bad shit. I don't like anybody that does bad shit. But unfortunately, a lot of the shit you do, a lot of people that do the bad shit to black people are usually white. That's all I'm saying. But when he was in China, they were making fun of him too. Asians do the same. But Asians, I'm sorry to say this, but you kind of got the same genetic makeup as Europeans. And I have Asian friends too. I have friends from every walk of life. Because they have good character. Most of the time we're judged by our color, which is sad. But when I was in Nigeria visiting my relatives a year and a half ago, I had no stress for 2 weeks. You know why? Because everybody looked like me. I didn't see a white person for maybe 10 days. And I didn't feel stressed out. I felt like I belonged no matter if I went into a cafe or a hotel. It didn't feel like, what are they doing here? Because a lot of times you feel that way as a person, a black person, you feel like you walk into a hotel and white folks always look at you like you don't belong. It's just what it is. Just hold yourself accountable for that shit. Speed, keep doing what you're doing. Africa, thank you for embracing them. And all of this propaganda about us hating each other is bullshit. That's a small amount of people that it's just they like to blow shit up because they want to keep us all divided. And Speed is proving that, yo, man, we are the same. We are family, man. And I hope that this can be for the whole human family. And when you see a black person, enough with the racist bullshit. You can't help it, can you? When you see some fly ass, you can't help it. And I think most of the times when you're making fun of black folks, it's because of insecurity. It's because of jealousy. Because you don't even know these black folks and you just make up that you learned on TV, but then half of you are copying the black culture all they is at the same time making fun of them. So there's a hatred and a jealousy and an insecurity, and that's where that comes from. That's another one for your. I'll see you later.
IShowSpeed's journey through Africa proves this so-called divide between Black Americans and Africa, it was never real. It was only misrepresented. Go ahead and follow this page. I'm about to break something down. Last year, there were a lot of online conversations pitting Black Americans against Africans. Africans claimed we didn't know where we came from and we didn't know our tribe. And Black Americans explained after being in America for 400 years, America is our tribe. I even did a video. Check this clip.
We are natural born American citizens. We've been here for 4 or 5 centuries, 400 years plus, and we still not identifying as Americans. We're not Africans. That's why they come over here and they feel so comfortable with disrespecting us, because they think they super Africans, right? And we the little peon Africans because they got the direct source of the motherland and they know where they come from and they roots and all that stuff. Of course you do. 1 generation ago, you got here yesterday. You are the true African American Africans. Y'all come here from Ghana, from Senegal, from wherever, Ethiopia, whatever. Y'all come here and you get your citizenship or plant your roots, whatever. You're Africans - Americans, African Americans. Black Americans are not Africans. I don't have no Africans in my family, period. I'm from California. My dad is from California. My grandma's from Wichita, Kansas. My great-grandma's from Wichita, Kansas. I can go back generations of Americans.
I felt angry that Black Americans were being attacked because I know we are so much more than our tribe of origination. And now to see streamer IShowSpeed visiting Africa, going to all of the different countries, he is showing the generosity and the big heart that Black Americans have towards Africa and Africans. This guy has a huge platform. He did not have to go to Africa, but he made the choice to put Africa out there on an even bigger stage. That is the heart that most Black Americans have. And to that I say, many Black Americans do not identify with a tribe from Africa, but that doesn't mean that we don't have love for Africans. And so that's one to grow on. Let me know what you think. Peace. See you next time.
All right, so I've been seeing all the videos with IShowSpeed being in South Africa and all the love and support he's been getting, but I've been also seeing a lot of comments on those videos like, what do Americans think of South Africans? Why do they think so less of us and whatnot? And it's not even that. It's just how we were brainwashed. I mean, growing up, we're always told how Africans don't like Black Americans. For example, it's like one of my friends, he's Senegalese and his dad hates Black Americans. They usually hate Black American men. They feel a lot of the times Black American men are so lazy and just entitled and this and that. And so like growing up, his dad hated the fact that he hung out with us because we were Black and we wasn't African. So it's like when we see stuff like that, we're like, oh, it's true. And then you got the commercials with the send a penny, feed Africans and whatnot. So we seeing all this, and then all the jokes, the African booty scratcher, the clicking and whatnot. These different things just brainwash us to think that it's not civilized. It's a third world country everywhere in Africa. That's what it brainwashes us to believe. And so like for me, it's like me as an adult, I didn't think that I wanted to go to Africa until up until recently, 3 years ago. Because I've been thinking about okay, I'm tired of America. America sucks. So America sucks, and I'm like, okay, I want to move out the country. I used to want to live in Bali, and then I was like, somehow South Africa came across my when I was doing my research. South Africa came up, and I was just like, so I started doing more research, and I was like, oh, South Africa is really nice. And then I started doing more and more research, and then I was like, bet I want to live in South Africa. And so last year I took a trip to South Africa just to see if I wanted to really make that move, if I really wanted to live in South Africa. And when I say South Africans are so supportive, like when I was there, it was the best experience. Like, it was nothing like what I would have thought of. I mean, I knew what I was getting myself into because of the research I put in. And so it was just so nice. The people were so welcoming. It was just, and it's like a hidden gem amongst Black Americans. It's a hidden gem, honestly. Like, when I was getting on my flight to go to South Africa, in Atlanta, by the way, which is, it's a lot of Black people here in Atlanta. I was getting on my flight to go to South Africa, and I was the only Black person on my flight. Everybody else was white. So this told me a lot. Like, what do the white people know about South Africa that we don't know about South Africa? So then it was just like that, and then getting there was just like, they're so welcoming. They embrace you like their own if you take a likeness to learning their culture and if you respect their culture. And for me, it was just like, wow, like, I love it here. I love South Africa. I wish more Black Americans would take the time to do the research and actually get an opinion of their own and take a trip to South Africa. Like, since I came, I've been to South Africa twice in the last year. Twice. And it's literally my favorite country. And every time I talk to new people that don't know anything about South Africa, they always think, especially when I talk about Cape Town, they're like, oh, it's not a third world country. Like, it's not lions and all this other stuff roaming around. And I'm like, no. And so I educate them and I tell them about South Africa, and they're like, oh, bet I'm going. Like, one of my friends, she just went to South Africa just based off of the stuff that I posted when I went to South Africa and everything that I told her when I was in South Africa and how much I loved it. And now she loves it. So it's just word of mouth. And growing up, being Black Americans, the word of mouth is lions, uncivilized, don't eat, third world countries. This is what we're thinking. So now it's just one of those things, we just have to change the narrative. And I just want more Black Americans to learn more about South Africa and all the other African countries. Like, just go get an idea of your own, honestly.
Let me say this. Sometimes growing up as kids, we say some stupid stuff and we do some stupid stuff. I just want to say, I want to apologize to all the people that came from Africa to America to explore their dreams. And if at any point we as African Americans made you feel some type of way, or we teased you as a kid or did not understand, it was because we were taught and we were made to believe that you guys weren't our friends. You guys were beneath us and belittled. We were taught to belittle you, and Africa was full of starving people and poor and all the things by this America. So I just want to say, I'm so sorry, deeply sorry from all of us. Sorry.
And I'd be lying if I said, as a Black woman, it don't piss me off to see other Blacks in this country or Caribbean countries or other countries, wherever there's Black people not speaking up for Africans. Africans are our brothers and sisters. And believe it or not, if we lost it all today, we could go to Africa and start over. Well, used to before all this shit happened. Africa welcomed us to start life there, even if you don't claim African lineage, because some of y'all get so uptight about that. Anyway, being African is not a diss. Africans deserve more support from us than what they are getting. We don't expect anybody that's not Black to support them, but damn, I mean, skin folk, you should be behaving like kin folk. Africans have spoken up for us, but every time something happened in Africa, you follow suit behind everybody else. You ignore Africa. You need to be ashamed of your damn self, honestly.
Good morning. Hi everyone. I just saw a lot of black American children crying tears after they watch their friend IShowSpeed African tour. They just broke down. I saw you crying tears, my baby. As an African woman, I want to say I'm sorry. Sorry that we have forgotten you. Sorry that we have forgotten you. As a Mama Africa, I want to say sorry to all these kids who broke down. Sorry. I don't know if I can do this. I heard you, kids. I heard you. I'm sorry. All I can say is I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we'll be fine now. Now you know the truth. You'll be fine. Oh, the spirit of your ancestor asking you to at least come back once and let them free. Let them free. Let the spirit come back to Africa. As the first day they came in America and they start praying to go back to Africa. And they never be able to go back. And they stay in America and they fight for the dignity. They fight to be treated as a human being. The fight was so long to try to be same than people who was hurting them. And you won the fight. I'm proud of you as well. I'm so proud of you. What you become, what you're doing, how strong you are. Africa is proud of you. Next time, slowly, we're gonna open African door. Africa gonna open his home to let his kids come back. Okay, kids? Don't cry. We'll be fine. The nation will be fine. It's just the time has come. It's now the time has come that all the spirit of your ancestor can't wait. They will shake you. They will show you who you are. They will make you come fall in love again with where you're coming from. The African continent is yours. It's yours. African continent is yours. I love you so much. Don't cry. Thank you.
Y'all, I am struggling today. Why? Because in 48 hours, I'm supposed to return to the States. I have my flight booked. I've already changed my flight twice. And I'm sitting here like, am I really going back? The peace that I feel in my soul right now, and am I really going to let that go? Do you know what it feels like to have spent so long searching for a place that feels like home, searching for a place that makes your nervous system feel calm, where you feel like true inner peace, searching, and then finally you step foot into that place and it's like my whole world was shifted. That is what Ghana is for me. That is what Accra is for me. I stepped foot onto the soil here and it's like everything I've been searching for all made sense. It all made sense and I knew I was home. So I've been sitting here thinking all morning, am I changing my flight again? Am I gonna stay or am I gonna leave? And the logical side of my brain has had to kick in, which you know is not easy for a Pisces. And I'm like, you know what? I have to go back. I have to go back because I need to set up things for me to be able to be here long term. Like, this is home. And I know once I leave, that feeling will not leave me. Now that I've experienced this, there is no way I can continue to live life without having this be part of my normal life experience. So I guess I'm home.
So right there, you can see that there have been lies on both sides. People are saying that Africans hate Black Americans or African Americans or Africans in diaspora, while also the Black Americans and the African Americans say that Africans or African immigrants don't like them, they hate them, they are jealous of them. However, because of what IShowSpeed has been doing in Africa, the truth came out. They got to learn that Africans actually do not hate African Americans or Black Americans or Africans in diaspora. It's just propaganda. You see that people freely interact with IShowSpeed. IShowSpeed also freely interacts with Africans. He interacts with anyone at every age without any hesitation, without any pride or ego. Like, he has not been disrespectful to anyone in Africa, no matter how they are looking. At least we haven't seen that in any stream, and that is why this was a lie. No one hates the other, and for those who had hate, of course, they're also realizing that this wasn't true, just because of what IShowSpeed's tour has revealed. So what really stood out most was there was no hostility, no resentment, or anyone's like, you are not one of us. It has just been love. And of course, that has surprised many people, especially those who were told that Africans don't like them. And this tour really proved something very important. So this tour is breaking that divide which was created, where of course they were saying Africans are backward, they are poor, they don't like them, while Africans were also taught that African Americans forgot their roots, they look down on Africa, they think they are better than Africans. You see, those were the things that were being told to people. In that moment, when IShowSpeed was in Liberia, where he met some people who claimed to be his relatives because they share the same surname, that is a sign also that Africans never hate the African Americans or the Black Americans. In fact, they look forward to seeing them, to meeting them. Like, they look forward to them maybe visiting Africa, and also through, of course, the cultural things that IShowSpeed has managed to share with the Africans. Africans working with IShowSpeed to teach him the African history, to teach him the African cultures, to teach him things about Africa, and him also willing to learn, being interested in learning, being so much interested in seeing, being so much respectful to the African culture. You have seen moments where IShowSpeed really gets involved in this culture or traditional things, where he even asks for clarification, where he asks to know more about something, where he takes interest in knowing about the slave trade, the slavery. So both sides have no issues with each other. And that is the spirit that people from both sides are calling for, so that we unite as Black people in the world, not to be kept under division. Because remember, Black people are the most, I would say, hated, maybe underlooked. Like, we are the ones so much looked down onto. So if even among us, the Black people, we have these divisions, like these are Africans, they are below us, they are backward, they are so poor, they are so dusty, they are so smelly, I don't like their food smells so bad, it looks so bad. We shouldn't be comparing that, and instead work hand in hand, not for competition or not to take over the other. We need to forgive each other. We need to look more deep into the whole thing, evaluate and see if this is true. Don't force people to be Africans if they are not Africans. People can be Blacks when they are not Africans, as they say. We as Africans, we don't need to be telling maybe Black Americans or I don't know which other Black people that you are Africans, come back to Africa, what? Let people be. With the time, if someone wishes to know more about their ancestry, it's okay, they can do it on their own. People need to first understand something, resonate with it, accept it, and then maybe take a step. So IShowSpeed's tour has really played a big role in uniting people. If an African woman or if an African mother in Africa can feel the pain of a young Black American or a young African American in the US crying out of joy and disbelief, then that is the spirit that we need from each other. And if we can love each other just the way we are, no matter our differences in ancestry or whatever happened, that will be a very good thing, and which of course everyone is calling for. As Black people, we need to unite and work together. IShowSpeed's tour just proved something that has been happening for a long period of time. There are Black Americans who have been traveling to Africa and trying to find their ancestral roots. There are so many Black Americans who have been traveling, said, to Ghana. I've seen so many groups of them being given names in that traditional way, like performing all those traditional things and accepting to be what they are, and then also welcoming them home to the ancestral land. There are some Black Americans who have relocated to Africa. There are African Americans who, when they found out that maybe they are from a certain country, I will still use Ghana, and some in fact feel more at home in Africa or in Ghana than in the US. African Caribbeans are also traveling. Yeah, so from all those conversations or what all those people are sharing there, you can see that people want unity. So with that, I'll end this video right here. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's catch up in the next video.